Hey everyone, sorry for the delay. I really wanted to get this video up last night, and I started recording it, and my throat was just killing me. I think I'm coming down with strep throat, and I'm really congested too, so it's probably going to sound like crap, but let's see if we can get back into this. So basically last night I went outside to take pictures of the asteroid YU55, and I got this really crazy picture, and I don't know what the heck it is. So basically, I put the other videos up. You guys have probably seen them. You have these crazy looking things in this image, and I put the title on the videos, Alien Fleet photographed by the Asteroid YU55, and only after I uploaded the picture to Facebook, and Facebook, I guess, applied their little resize and enhancement process, did it really actually occur to me, like, wow, those really actually look like spaceships. So here we have one of the pictures, and I just wanted to go over a few of the common concerns people have. A lot of people are saying that it's because the image is blurred, and it's not because it's blurred. The image is actually in focus. What you see here, these little arc-shaped streaks, are the stars moving relative to the camera, because the camera is stationary on the Earth, and the Earth is spinning. So on a long exposure, it makes these little paths, and that's I believe this is a 30-second exposure. So if it was a 1-minute exposure, it would be twice as big, and if it was a 60-minute exposure, you'd have big arcs everywhere there was a star. And you can find interesting examples of that online. There's some artistic photography type pictures like that. But the main thing I wanted to point out is that if this was some form of blurring due to motion, they would have been making arcs too. You can see these things have bright points. They're not as bright as the stars, but they're definitely, well, they're brighter than some of these faint little distant stars. So if they were moving relative to the camera, these two would be making streaks everywhere there's a light spot. And that's not the case, and the only thing that I can think of as to why that might be is because they must be stationary relative to the camera and relative to the Earth. So the only thing that comes to mind when you have that kind of scenario is a high geosynchronous orbit, like many of the satellites are in. And so that was the main thing I wanted to address. A lot of people are questioning that, but so yeah, afterwards I kind of started digging around. I figured, okay, they're probably heading towards the star here, and I want to find out what the significance of that star is, and stuff like that. And this is one of the corner stars in the Pegasus constellation. So I decided to look up the Pegasus constellation on Google, and excuse me, I found a bunch of the stuff on the mythology of it. And the Pegasus myth was a Greek myth, and the Pegasus was a flying horse with wings, and this flying horse with wings came out of the neck of the Medusa when the Greek hero cut the head off the Medusa. And then another Greek hero tamed the horse and tried to fly it to heaven to meet up with the gods, but the gods kicked him back to Earth, and then the Pegasus went up into the sky and became a star. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, especially if you look at it like many myths and legends are somewhat based in fact, and what if these descriptions are actually metaphors? Like, what if the Medusa was either like a larger spaceship or a base or a landing zone, and the Pegasus was some kind of smaller transport ship that came out of the neck of the Medusa when it was destroyed or had its head chopped off, whatever you want to make from that. And then the Greek hero tried to fly it to heaven to meet with the gods, but got kicked back to Earth. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I didn't really put too much into it at that point. I then went on to some of the actual scientific discoveries concerning the Pegasus constellation, and that's when it really hit me. Is I believe it's this star right here, this little yellow streak, was the first sun-like star that has a planet around it. That's the first sun-like star that we discovered a planet around. So I thought that was really huge. And at first I kind of thought they were heading towards this, but if you can see here, it looks like they're going past, well, they're definitely going past the streak, and the vanishing point, if they were heading towards this, isn't quite right, because they're going above it and blocking it even. So they kind of do look like they're almost heading towards this little yellow streak, which is the star with a planet around it that we know of. And it is a gas giant. That's the only reason they found it, basically, is because it's a really big planet. But it probably also has smaller planets, just like our own solar system. When solar system form, you would imagine that similar conditions would result in similar distributions of planets, with small planets with rocky materials, and then the gas giants with large sized planets that are made up of the lighter materials. So that kind of makes a lot of sense, and the fact that they're pointing right towards that, like they're going there, is pretty interesting. And went on even further. I'm not sure exactly what star the planet was, but it was another planet in the Pegasus constellation group that was the first planet discovered to have water on it. So that's really pretty big. We know that the stars in this area have planets. We know that the stars in this area has water, and they're really not that far away. I believe the star here is 150 light years, which in the grand scheme of things is really not that far. I mean, the Milky Way galaxy is what, like 100,000 light years across or more. So 150 light years is really not too far. It's pretty close to us in astronomical terms. And I just got thinking, like, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds that this thing would be in such close proximity to the asteroid that was flying through? And what are the odds that I would manage to get a picture of this event? And what are the odds that they appear to be heading towards a star that we know has planets around it, or planet around it, and other planets in the area that have water in them? So it's really just kind of a really huge coincidence, if you want to call it that. I think that's kind of understating things. And here you can see the image that we enhanced in the other video. These definitely look like they have substance to them. I mean, they're all similar shapes, they have similar features, similar colors, and say if these were engines or something like that, I mean, they all have very distinct features that you would not expect to see if, say, this was like some kind of meteor cluster or something along that line. And that also makes you wonder what these luminous trails are. So yeah, it's just a really big coincidence, and I know with a lot of other things, I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically I've done work for various government agencies, and I'm well aware of the propaganda machine and how they basically spread misinformation and counterintelligence and that sort of thing. And it would make a lot of sense if they release information, but in such a way that it's years before they plan on doing anything about it, or years before it becomes essential. And by that point, it just gets sucked up into the internet, and you get a million crazy conspiracy theories about each different thing. So by the time anything comes to fruition with this information, it's already to the point where it's just totally laughed at, that people will not believe anything, and it's just kind of like a myth status already. So basically I went on Google and Bing and all the search engines and tried to do searches for Pegasus constellation aliens, and the only thing I kept on getting was results from the Stargate Atlantis show, because they were in the Pegasus galaxy, and there's millions and millions of references to the Pegasus galaxy aliens and things like that. So it's kind of difficult to dig anything up on that. And I was telling my friend about that, and he brought up the point that there was a episode of Stargate that they Stargate is like this top secret government program, and in the one episode they had the idea to actually make a TV show about it in the TV series, so that the public would be saturated with all this stuff, and if anyone actually brought any information about the real program to light, it would just seem like someone was crazy or trying to copy the show or something along that line. So it kind of makes you really wonder, but I guess I should probably wrap this video up. Definitely check back soon. I'll probably have more stuff up if possible, and definitely looking forward to hearing your opinions, and definitely get the word out. Okay, thanks for watching.